All right, these are all formulas that we've all seen before, right? Area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. Okay. Perimeter of a rectangle, you add up all the sides. Area is length times width or base times height. A square, all four sides are the same, so base times height is also side squared. Okay, area of a parallelogram is just base times height. Area of a trapezoid, 1/2 times the height. And then you gotta add together base 1 plus base 2. Okay. Circumference of the circle, 2 pi r. Area of the circle, pi r squared. Everyone has seen those, correct? At one point of your life, I'm hoping. If not, we're in trouble. All right, so area, what is this thing? It doesn't look like a square, but it is a square. Or a rectangle, because a square is a rectangle. So how am I going to find my area? Area equals 8.5 times 8.5. 72 point what? 72.25? Yep. And the thing about we are now rounding to the nearest hundredth. So now we're going 2 decimal places. Be careful with that. What am I labeling this as? Feet squared, or square feet. Okay, but you do need to label your answers. Okay, triangle, how am I doing triangle? Oh no, careful. 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times what's my base? 15 times what's my height? 21.3. Exercise those fingers. $159.75, is that what you guys got? What's my label? Meters squared. I will this chapter be marking off if you do not label your answers. Okay, you need to label your answers. Let's look at, okay, so if I'm looking at number 3, what is number 3? It's a parallelogram, yep. So it's just base times height. Okay, number 4, it's a circle, right? What's my radius of my circle? 13. So I'm going area equals pi times 13 squared. Our area equals 69 times 169 times pi, right? Area is 530 point what? 593 and I heard 66. 93? What am I labeling it? Yards squared. Yep. Alright. Number 5 is where I think that we might need a little bit of review on what figure is number 5. And it's not a parallelogram. Not all my sides are parallel. It's a trapezoid. Okay? So if I'm going trapezoid, it is 1/2 times what? What comes first? Height, which is 16 times, and then it's base 1 plus base 2. So base 1 is 19 plus 27. So it would be 8 times, is that 46? And the area of my trapezoid is 368. What am I labeling it? A meter squared, yep. Okay, we're not going to do 17, but we got what is my base in number 7? My base is 29.5. What is my height? The 14. Okay, so be careful with that. When you're doing that, how about an 8? What would your base be? Your base is 11.8. My height is what? 16.1, not 18.5. Be careful with that. How would I do number 9? No, not for area. For circumference, you would. 5 times what? 17 squared. That's going to give me a whole circle. But do I have a whole circle? No, I just have a semicircle. So once I find my answer, what am I going to have to do with it? I have to divide it by 2 because it's in half. So divide by 2. So 17 squared is 89 times pi gives me 29 times pi is what? What is it? 907.46. Then you got to divide it by 2 because you only have a semicircle. So my area is 173. What? D squared. Huh? Somebody yelled it out. What is it instead? 907.19. What did you guys get? Are you using 3.14 or are you using your pi key? Yeah, use your pi key. We'll look at it in a sec. Alright, in number 10, what kind of a figure do I have? I have a trapezoid. So what's my formula for a trapezoid? 1/2 times, which is it? My height is 5, right? Because my height is going to go in between my 2 parallel sides. So it's 1/2 times 5, and what are my 2 bases? 7 plus 13, so be careful with that. So it's 1/2 times 5 times 20. Area is 50 meters squared, yep. Alright, wait, look at number 11. Do I know my height? I don't know my height. How do I find my height? I gotta use Pythagorean theorem to find my height. Yep. How about in number 12? Do I know my height? No. So I've got to draw my height in, which is going to go right here. But how am I going to figure out what I'm using? Well, I'm using Pythagorean theorem, but how do I know what this is? Okay, and I get 12. So this is 7 right here, right? Okay, so I have 12 left over. But is that little side right there 12? Those sides are 6. So 6 would be here, 6 would be here. So how am I setting up my Pythagorean theorem? Which is 36 plus d squared or height squared or whatever equals 100. So h squared equals 65. before you guys should be participating rather than just pushing answers off. You guys should have these one step ahead of me. So h is what? 8. Okay, so then when I'm putting it in my formula, my area is 1/2 times 8 times 19 plus 7. So area is 4 times 26. Area is 104 centimeters squared. Yep. So know that sometimes you're going to have to use figure and parent. Okay? And sometimes it's going to give you the area, and you're going to have to find your other stuff. So you're going to have to know your formulas. Okay? In 13, it's a triangle. So remember, it's area equals 1/2 base times height. So what is my area? Okay, so it's 45.5 equals 1/2. What's the base? 4 times 14 times, we don't know the height, right? So now we're just going through and figuring it out. 45.5 equals 7h. And then what do I have to do? Divide by 7 to get h by itself. H equals 6.5 what? Centimeters. And it's not centimeters squared because that was my area. Okay, it's just plain old centimeters. Okay. Let's look at 16. Okay, it says find the length of the second base of a trapezoid. So trapezoid area equals 1/2 height base 1 plus base 2, right? So now we can plug into that. What's my area? 58 equals 1/2 times, what's my height? 4. One of my bases is what? 12, and I don't know the other base, right? So 12 plus b. Alright, so 58 equals 2 times 12 plus b. Now where do we go from here? We could distribute, yep, so we have two options. You could distribute the 2, or you could divide by 2 and get rid of it either way. Okay, either way. So if I divide by 2, I get 29 equals 12 plus b. Then what? Subtract my 12. And my other base is 17. Okay, so it's not horrible, right? It should be mostly review